What's up, my mellows? Welcome back to Tingle Lingo. TingleLingo. I decided to do kind of like a show and tell with this. This is a scrapbook. It says photo album. It's supposed to be OF of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the man, was the icon, was the star, was the best entertainer in the world. This is his birthday month, and I was actually holding out until August when I first started this channel. I was like, oh yeah, I can do a Michael Jackson tribute. This is when Michael Jackson won, I think, 8 Grammys. I don't have the year of that, but you guys can look that up on Google. But I'm just showing this to you as a, just to show you what I cut out and saved. I don't know why my writing looked like I was 5 years old. My Michael Jackson picture book. Now I'm trying to think of how old I was when I made this. Okay, well, I had to have been at least 12. I think at least 12, but this writing, I have no idea why I wrote it like that. Anyway, okay, so this is the first page. Superstar facts and photos. Michael Jackson with, let's see, Michael Jackson with an arm full of Grammys. The rock star won 8 in all, including Best Record. I remember watching this. Diana Ross. Oh, the magic of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. Ooh, the glare. Michael Jackson and his llama. Let's see. So, Emmanuel Lewis Webster, as his character was named on the show. Here's a neat picture. Michael Jackson gave Emmanuel Lewis, aka Webster, the character on the show, a lift at Michael's New York press conference announcing his upcoming tour with the Jackson Brothers. Way to go, Michael. Michael and his llama. Some other exotic animals that Michael keeps at home are Louis the llama and these 4 feathered friends. He's a real animal lover. Home, sweet home for a super singer. Michael isn't typical, even by Hollywood standards. Just see for yourself. Now, when I think of Michael and an animal, I always think of his pet monkey, Bubbles. Is this a way to relax, Michael? The rock star, whose album Thriller has sold more than 12 million copies, has some wild pets. Muscles, his boa constrictor, is not even the most unusual of the bunch. And pal Neil Murray is cozy as could be. E.T. and Michael Jackson. Now, E.T. was a huge movie. Big. One of my favorites as a kid. He's an alien. He's an extraterrestrial. but he's cute. I felt bad for him in the movie. It's a very cute movie. And Michael Jackson and The Wiz. You know, I have my what did I do? I posted a video and I talked about my play, not my play, but the play The Wiz that I was in. And I played Aunt M and one of the dancing crows, and my brother was the Tin Man. I have pictures of all of this. He was a Tin Man, my best friend was a scarecrow. My other friend was a dancing crow with me. One of my other classmates, she was the lion. Anyway, good times, good times. And I believe that on his nose is a Reese's peanut butter cup wrapper. When the Jackson 5 were touring the country, Michael dealt with his fears of sometimes frenzied crowds of adoring fans by turning to God. You know, they had all the fans screaming for them. March 19th, 1984. Oh, that's a date. March 19th, 1984. Michael Jackson, why he's a thriller inside his world. On the cover of Time magazine. E.T. Put that down so you can see E.T. Oh, the light is bright and shiny. Okay, next page. I don't have this whole book filled in, but it's probably like 10 pages, I think. This is one of his iconic looks. This right here. I don't have much background because I wasn't a fan as far as when I like an entertainer or an entertainer, singer, rapper, actor, actress, I don't go in and just learn all about them just to say I know about them. But anytime Michael Jackson came on, I was watching it. Anytime. Let's see if I can get this glare out of the way. This one, it says, at the center of his universe, Michael relaxes in his private screening room. Now you know that meme of him eating popcorn. That's actually from one of his videos. But that's what this reminds me of. Okay, let's see. This says, the den and the bar that is really an old-fashioned soda fountain. I guess this is in Michael Jackson's house. Catherine and Joseph Jackson at home in Encino. Young Michael. Okay, so this here, this was a moment. This is when they were performing, and you see in the back, that is when Michael's hair caught on fire. And if memory serves me correctly, this was during a filming of a Pepsi commercial, I think. I'd have to double check. But poor Michael, yep, his hair caught on fire. Big deal back then. Big deal. So many memories. The album Won't Quit, 30 million and rising. Michael Jackson Thriller. Okay, so I remember when Thriller came out, the video, and they actually had they had like, I guess you would call it a documentary, a mini documentary of the making of Thriller, and it was on VHS tape. And back then, I think we did have a VCR. Yeah, we had a VCR. It was new, actually. We got a new VCR, and we went to one of the places. It wasn't Blockbuster, because I don't even think Blockbuster was around yet, at least not out here. But we went to rent a few VHS tapes, and the making of Thriller was one of the videos that my dad rented. And I watched that so many times, because I think you could keep VHS tapes for like 3 days back then, 2 or 3 days or something like that. But I do remember watching that video, the making of Thriller, over and over and over again until I had to return it. This is when I really had a crush on Michael Jackson. When he had the fro. It was Off the Wall. His album Off the Wall. I probably have a picture of that in here. So let's see. This says Jackson and his brothers, both as the Jackson 5 and later simply as the Jacksons, made up one of the most appealing and popular rhythm and blues acts of the 1970s. Of the 70s. There are 9 brothers and sisters in the family. Maureen, Rebbie, 33. Well, I don't have to say the ages, but Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Latoya, Marlon, Michael, Randy, and Janet. And I met Jermaine Jackson as an adult. I happened to run into him at, or he ran into me, or however you want to word it. And I knew who he was. And I think I was all happy to see him. I was like, hi, or whatever. He was very nice and pleasant. And he did ask me for my phone number. No lie, true story. I don't have to make things up. And do you think I didn't give him my phone number? I sure the heck did. Not because I was trying to get with Jermaine Jackson. Let me see, how old was I? I think I was like early 30s. Not because I was trying to get with Jermaine Jackson at all. Just because he was a Jackson. He was like a childhood icon for me. So yeah, I gave him my phone number. Did he ever call me? No, not at all. But still, I met Jermaine Jackson. Funny memory, funny memory. And I think he happened to be coming out. Someone told me his attorney was in that building, and that's why he was there. Okay, Joe Jackson again with Denise Farrell. I don't know who she is, but I do know. And that's Alfonso Ribeiro, right? Alfonso Ribeiro. Am I saying his name right? You know who he is from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Carlton, and Michael Jackson, because he used to imitate Michael Jackson. Let's see. Turn the page. Okay, this is poor Michael. Oh. Let me see if I can get this without the lights. This is after the accident happened, and I think he was going to the hospital because you see he's on a stretcher. And look, the glove. He's wearing the glove still. Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson. Again, Diana Ross. This beautiful Diana Ross. Michael with one of his awards. Okay, I'll read this while you guys look at the pictures. I'm trying to get it to where it's, okay, here we go. So all soft-spoken. I'll read this in a soft-spoken voice. Michael Jackson, the 25-year-old multi-talented performer who has been proclaimed by many as 1983's Entertainer of the Year, is estimated to be worth more than $40 million, which probably makes him the country's wealthiest black person under 30. In the past year alone, Michael has made enough money to surpass the gross national product of some small countries, but he was a millionaire long before the release of his hugely successful Thriller album in December 1982. That LP has spawned a record 6 top 10 singles, has sold more than 22 million copies worldwide, and is on the heels of the Bee Gees' Saturday Night Fever as the best-selling album of all time. In addition to record sales, he has gained enormous amounts of revenue from commercial endorsements and music videos, including a 14-minute film based on the title song of the album Thriller. Okay, so that's what I was telling you about. So it's a 14-minute film is what they're calling it. And it's kind of just like a behind the scenes of the song Thriller. They break down the dance moves and all that stuff. So check it out if you can. Okay. Michael's baby here. Look at Michael Jackson. Had that baby hair going, his curls hanging down, his cherry curl. Dang, it's crazy seeing this. Here's the picture that says Kenny Rogers and Barry Manilow felt pleased to participate in the tribute to Michael, who is the reigning king of pop music. Come on, make sure you're in focus, This is Rick James, bitch, and Janet Jackson. And here is Emmanuel Lewis again, Webster. That was the TV show Webster. Popular TV show. I watched it. It's popular to me. And with the fro. I hope this is all not blurry, because then I'm going to have to do the whole thing over. Michael and his siblings. Okay, Off the Wall. That was the album. He looks a little scary in this picture, but that's because of the lighting and he's sweating and all that. Off the Wall and Right on Target. Michael Jackson wows fans on the first stop to his victory tour in Kansas City. So this is Michael and his brother Marlon taking center stage as Michael gives the frenzied crowd of 45,000 a salute. I mean, Michael was big. Still is. His memory lives on. This is, what does this say? The face that drives millions mad on stage was barely recognized at all off stage when Michael hit the streets of Kansas City in disguise. He couldn't go out in public being normal. Michael. Y'all see me keep hitting the picture, instead of my phone. I'm trying to make sure it's focused, but I keep hitting the picture. Doing his moves. This is, I guess, him in Kansas City. And that's the cover of the Jacksons LP Victory. This picture we saw a lot in the news. That's the one I showed you, but this is the color version of it. And this is him at his press conference. Michael pledges his earnings to charity. And this one says, Michael and his brothers put on a spectacular at Arrowhead. Michael and his brothers put on a spectacular at Arrowhead Stadium that few fans there will ever forget, even if they might not forget having to spend $30 for each ticket. I mean, back then, obviously, that was, I guess, a lot. But now, concert tickets are insane. Well, I wouldn't know because I haven't been to a concert since New Edition, I'll Be Sure, and Bobby Brown. I guess Bobby Brown was by himself. He was no longer part of New Edition or something like that. But in Inglewood at the Forum, when it was called the Forum, many years ago, I think I was 15. That's the last time I went to a concert. It might have been the only time I went to a concert. So I guess this is him maybe coming out of the hospital. Classic Michael look. Michael, no. Alfonso Ribeiro. I think we are getting to... Oh. Michael Jackson. Smiling. And with his intense look. He doesn't even look like Michael right here. It's crazy. He's a thriller. Everything really was up to date in Kansas City when Michael and the Jacksons finally got there. Okay, so since a lot of these pictures are talking about Kansas City and this concert, I'm thinking I got this all out of one magazine, or most of it out of one magazine. Typical 80s look. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Like, we would put these posters on our wall. These big posters were a thing back in the 80s. Like my brother, he would have the posters of the girls on the wall. I think he had Vanity 6. Yeah, my brother had a poster of Vanity 6 on the wall. Look them up if you want to. Yeah, Vanity 6. And I had a poster of Prince on my wall, from what I remember. Brooke Shields. Oh. Brooke Shields. It says Michael's best pals. Judging from the hug, Brooke Shields and 13-year-old Emmanuel Lewis, two of the superstar's favorite people, are pretty close too. My story about Brooke Shields is she had a They made a doll head out of her, just a doll head that you can do the hair. And I had one of those. My mom bought me one of those, and that's how I learned to braid hair, meaning cornrows or French braids. My neighbor downstairs, she taught me how to braid hair, and I practiced on the Brooke Shields doll. I just remember sitting outside on my porch just practicing until I finally learned how to braid. Yeah, I remember that. It was the Brooke Shields doll head. I'll try to put that up in the corner. Michael Jackson, this look. Michael Jackson is mobbed by fans just like Elvis, Sinatra, and the Beatles before him. Here's another sticker of the Jackson 5. Can you feel it? Dun, dun, can you feel it? Dun, dun, can you feel it? Do I have more? Let's see. Oh yeah, more stickers. Pretty cool. I haven't looked at these in a while. Yeah, one of the best entertainers in the world. No, say nothing about that. Let's get the whole page. Michael Jackson's Fairy Tale Hideaway. So here, Michael shares his magnificent mansion with the parents and his sisters LaToya and Janet. The Jacksons' palace just outside Los Angeles includes an exercise room, a movie screen, and video games. Michael is also having a Disney ride built on the estate. Rumors have it that Michael's somewhat of a hermit as he spends so much time at home. But if this was your pad, wouldn't you? Let's see, this says some other beautiful scenes of the Jackson estate where Michael spends most of his free time when not performing. And what about his personal life? Just like the singer himself, it remains mostly a mystery. What we do know is that Michael will be joining the brothers for a nationwide tour this summer. Yeah, I skipped over this whole page. Just beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. Beat it, beat it. Dum, dum. Classic pictures, good pictures, good pictures. Michael and his brothers. Yeah, I think that was the only page that I skipped. And that is the end. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this trip down Michael Jackson Lane. And I will see you on the next Tingle Lingo.